call me Mystic Mac because I predict these things.
Rodolfo Vieira takes on Tresean Gore this Saturday at UFC Fight Night back in the Apex. And Rodolfo Vieira, man, world-class jiu-jitsu, four-time IBJJF world champion, ADCC world champion. Looked in phenomenal shape, looked really good in his fight with Armin Petrosian 2 fights ago against Andre Petroski. Couldn't really get his takedowns going. It was kind of a boring fight, tit for tat on the feet. Neither of these guys are great strikers by any means, primarily wrestlers and grapplers. Andre Petroski's not doesn't have the most power or danger coming your way on the feet. Got hurt really bad by Cody Brundage, but got the finish. Couldn't get takedowns against Chris Curtis and lost that fight. Gets finishes over Dustin Stoltzfus and a few other guys. Gasses against Anthony Hernandez. So, you know, Rodolfo Vieira, very high-level jiu-jitsu. Not the best striking. Has decent takedowns, but doesn't have the best takedown accuracy. And has cardio issues, you know. Tends to gas. Tresean Gore. I think Tresean Gore's a dog, man. Like, he's been kind of 50-50 in his career. Came off the Ultimate Fighter, lost to Brian Battle, who, you know, Brian Battle's pretty good. Got KO'd by Cody Brundage, which isn't a good look, but Cody Brundage is powerful, dude. He's got good takedown defense, good wrestler, has a lot of power on the feet. Then he choked out Josh Frem, Antonio Tricoli, and then went to war with Marco Tulio, which I think was a huge step up in competition. I don't know why they matched up Tresean Gore with Marco Tulio, who was 12-1, 13-1 at the time. Just seemed like a step down in competition for him, and he was just a massive favorite over Tresean Gore. So I'm gonna go with Tresean Gore in this one, though. You know, like, he was getting tagged and eating a lot of shots by Marco Tulio, but he just, you know, he was never deterred, kept pushing forward, even had his moments where he rocked Tulio, was eating some shots, had a lot of good counters. Like, he looked good in that fight, you know, given the circumstances. You know, there's no quit in the guy. I just feel like he's got the grit, the toughness, and I feel like he has that edge, that mental edge over somebody like Rodolfo Vieira, who I feel like is more of an athlete, more of a jiu-jitsu practitioner who's kind of transitioned over to MMA, whereas Tresean Gore, you know, tough dude, good wrestler, shoots good takedowns, has power on the feet, really good right hand. Like I said, like, clipped and rocked Marco Tulio. Doesn't check leg kicks very well. We saw that in the Battle fight and the Tulio fight. And his striking's kind of one and done, kind of throws one strike at a time. But I feel like that kind of suits him, though, because he, you know, he feints very well, feints his takedowns, throws his hands, and kind of moves at a measured pace where he doesn't really suffer from cardio issues. Like, even that Tulio fight, taking tons of damage. It was a back and forth fight. Like, he was fresh and he was in it the entire time until he finally got caught and put away. And that is an issue, that he can be hit, he can be hurt on the feet. He does leave openings, but I just don't think Vieira is the type of guy that's going to be stinging him on the feet to where he has to worry about that. I think he'll be the one advancing on the feet, throwing bombs, defending takedowns, probably not being overly offensive, but also not backing up, because, you know, he wants to be pushing Vieira back to help with the takedowns. It's hard to shoot when you're getting pushed back, but you know, I think he'll have the cardio advantage in this one, putting more volume out there than Vieira. I think if he defends a few takedowns and starts tagging up Vieira, he's going to start to crumble. I don't like him taking this fight on such short notice. He took a lot of damage in that fight against Marco Tulio, and that was just back in April. So, you know, what is that? Not even 4 months after that, after getting, you know, TKO'd. He's getting back in there, but I think that he'll be able to defend the takedowns, and if he can't, I think he's explosive enough and has the wrestling ability to get back up to his feet. He's no slouch on the ground either. You know, he's a jiu-jitsu purple belt, which, you know, is no 4 times IBBAF champ, but I think he's going to be the better striker, getting respect on the feet, sprawling and brawling, and getting this one done. I think he can get Vieira out of there. You know, if Cody Brundage is hurting Vieira and tagging him up, you know, if Chris Curtis is defending takedowns and winning that fight, and then Andre Petroski, who, you know, he's got, you know, he's a good grappler, but he I don't think he's anywhere the level of striker that Tresean Gore is. So I'm gonna go Tresean Gore. I think he can get this one done. I think he can get the KO over Rodolfo Vieira. Thanks.